What if I told you? The most dangerous man in a dictatorship is usually the dictator himself? Not to the people. To everyone around him. Because dictators face a strange problem. The more power they gain, the weaker they secretly become. Political scientists call this a kind of authoritarian paradox. But today, we're calling it the golden gun paradox. And once you understand it, you'll never look at dictatorships the same way again. Imagine you own a magical golden gun. Nobody can challenge you, nobody can vote you out, and nobody can criticize you. You can imprison anyone, fire anyone, and execute anyone. At first, this sounds amazing. No opposition, no annoying journalists, and no parliament debates that last 6 hours or more. You have perfect control. But then something strange starts happening. People stop telling you the truth. And this becomes one of the biggest problems in dictatorships. Fear destroys honest information. Because, if telling the truth gets you fired, arrested, or eliminated, you stop telling the truth. And in every dictatorship, this happened constantly throughout history. Under Joseph Stalin, officials lied about crop production, while millions starved during the Great Leap Forward under Mao Zedong. Under Saddam Hussein, generals exaggerated military strength because nobody wanted to admit weakness. The dictator becomes trapped inside a giant national fantasy. So, everyone claps, and everyone smiles. Meanwhile, the country is quietly on fire. But, it gets worse, because dictators know something terrifying. The people closest to them are the ones most capable of removing them. Not random citizens, the generals, the intelligence agencies, and even the palace guards. So, what does the dictator do? He starts purging people. Trusted minister? Gone. Popular general? Gone. Competent advisor? Definitely gone. Because competence can become a threat. And here's the crazy part. In many dictatorships, loyalty becomes more important than ability. Think about it. Who would you rather have beside you? A brilliant general who might overthrow you? Or an idiot who worships you? For dictators, the idiot is often safer. And that creates another disaster. The government slowly fills with people whose main qualification is clapping enthusiastically. Dictatorships often look incredibly strong from the outside. There are huge rallies, huge portraits, and huge military parades. Honestly, dictators love giant portraits of themselves. There's almost an Olympic competition for it. But the strange thing is, many dictatorships are strongest right before they collapse. Because fear hides weakness. Nobody wants to be the first person to say, I think this might not be going very well. Until suddenly, everyone says it at once. This happened in the collapse of the Soviet Union. It happened during the Arab Spring. And it happened to Nicolae Ceausescu in 1989. One day he was giving speeches to giant cheering crowds. The next day, the crowd turned against him. Because millions of people had been pretending. Political scientists call this preference falsification. Which sounds complicated, but basically means, everybody secretly thinks the same thing. But nobody says it. Until one person does, then suddenly the illusion collapses and the people take over and democracy is born. Now, democracies look messy, and people argue constantly because they are now free to speak their mind. Elections become the backbone of a new freedom. Politicians can now debate each other and opposition parties are welcome to voice their concerns without the fear of imprisonment. But weirdly, that chaos can actually make countries more stable, because leaders hear criticism early and act appropriately. Journalists expose problems, opposition parties complain loudly. Citizens can protest without the fear of retribution, which is annoying, but also useful if people are to enjoy the perks of a free and democratic society. It's like hearing strange noises in your car engine. Ideally, you want warning signs before the whole thing explodes. Dictatorships often remove the warning lights entirely, then act surprised when the engine catches fire. And this is the real golden gun paradox. The dictator's power becomes so absolute that it slowly destroys the system keeping him alive. Fear destroys trust, trust destroys honesty, dishonesty destroys competence. And eventually, the dictator rules alone. Surrounded by terrified people telling him everything is perfect, even when it clearly isn't. History is full of rulers who looked invincible, right before they fell, because absolute power creates a strange kind of weakness. The golden gun protects the dictator from everyone else, but eventually, it points back at him. And remember, if everybody around a leader says they're perfect, that's probably the moment they should start worrying. If you enjoyed this video, Subscribe for more deep dives into politics, history, and the strange psychology of power.